I think over the years, studying philosophers' viewpoints on that, I've come across about 13 different arguments and reasons for it. Some said that because the origin of the universe had to express itself into existence to reflect. Some said for the sake of love, Plato. All of them have bits and pieces that I think have some truth to it. I can't say with absolute certainty what that why is. That's the one unanswerable metaphysical question. Why is the whole system set up the way it is? The exploration of the study of the laws of the universe, which is the study of the causes and effects in the universe, that one unanswerable question is speculative. It's like an asymptote. We can approach it but never really finite that answer. This planet, the way I look at it cosmologically, is a very small speck in the game. I just was in Calgary, Canada recently and doing my 10-day program, and on the last day I was talking about this. If you stand in the sun and look at the Earth, it's very inconspicuous. If you stand at the central sun of our galaxy and look at the solar system, it's not even discernible. And of course our planet is non-existent. It's an infinitesimal. If we go to the Virgo cluster, which our solar system and galaxy goes around, our Milky Way goes around, we can barely see our own Milky Way. If we go to a Sagittarian cluster that's going around, we will not even see our Milky Way at all. So we are, in a sense, insignificant from an infinite astronomical perspective. We are insignificant, and it's actually divine design, and we're just specks. From a subatomic particle component, from Planck's dimension, we're significant. So I think that the human consciousness having this mortal experience is just a little testing zone. And I tend to think that man will eventually be, just as he started out as a nomad and then became a clan and a family and a city and a state and a nation and now global, I believe we'll have a solar phase of humanity and a galactic phase of interstellar traveling humanity and maybe an intergalactic phase, kind of like a Star Wars game. And then the religions of our world here will be archaeological findings. And our concepts of ourselves will be more expanded again. We will make not God in our image in the sense of our little solar images and earthly images. We'll see it in an astronomical perspective. Theology is really a personification of astronomy anyway when you really look at it. And so I don't think that this is the only existence. This is just a momentary way of learning how to love a solar system. They know that in spectroscopy that there is a spectrograph of stars. And there's some that are hydrogen and helium and they're really high stars, and there's others that are more dense stars. And there's 7 levels to that. It's a whole octave of stars. And maybe we're here to, as consciousness, to experience all octaves of the stars and learn how to be part of a whole Milky Way. And eventually maybe they'll find whole octaves of Milky Ways, as Hubble is finding in his tuning fork hypothesis. Maybe there's a whole periodic table of galaxies. And maybe we'll just keep going, and then we'll realize that by law of correspondence we're just here to continuously grow. And the Earth is simply a seedling, an infinitesimal seedling in the big picture. And consciousness and humanity. I like to think of humana means humus, dirt, and mana, mind. And humanity is just the mind while it happens to be incarnated in an earthly plane, the dust of the earth. But mana and mind, which permeates the universe as an intelligence and is purposeful and radiant and syntropic, I believe is transcendent to humanity. I may have to come up with new languages to describe this and maybe create a science fiction exploration. And if so, I'll do that. But I think that this is just a stepping stone. And we think that, it was Seneca who said, I believe the Roman, who said that you measure an individual by the measurement of their most distant ends. And the magnitude of space and time with their innermost dominant thought determines the level of conscious evolution they've really obtained. And I believe that humanity is still in a little finite concentric sphere of thinking, and it thinks in terms of years and maybe millenniums or something. But few have visions that think in terms of millennium, if that makes sense, and maybe quadrillenniums. And so I think that I like to explore those domains in mind, and I think that's where we'll go in the near or distant future, relatively speaking. It's all now anyway.